Hello you guys and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Bree, and in today's video we're going to talk about what we should be doing in the classroom going back from COVID. Now this is probably something you have not even thought about, but this simple thing to do in the morning with your class, my dog is wanting me to play with him right now, but so in this video, I want to try to persuade you and encourage you to think outside the box of traditional morning work. I want you to think about, why do we assign morning work to students and what is the benefit of it? What do we want to get out of it? And is there a better solution to morning work? Coming up. Hello you guys, thank you so much for joining me. If you are new here, please hit subscribe. I put out new videos every single week, and I also have a podcast, and I'm going to be mentioning it more later on the video, but if you would like to subscribe to that podcast as well, link will be down below. It is called High Vibe Teaching. It is on every single podcast streaming service, so I recommend you guys checking that out. More self-development for teachers, just giving some high vibe and good energy to you, so I encourage you to check that out if you're interested. Now let's think about this. I want you guys to think about your own classrooms, okay? Maybe you don't have a classroom yet. Maybe you're in the teaching credential program, or you're wanting to be a teacher and you can remember when you were a kid that you had morning work to do. I assigned morning work as well. I assigned journal prompts and I made like the kids write about something, and I'm just like, okay, like I'm just doing this to have some time in the morning just to give the kids something to do. Okay, that's a waste of time. So I challenged myself to think, okay, what can I actually do in the morning that's beneficial to the kids? Now, this is what I see a lot. And if you do this, cool. But I encourage you to think a little differently, because none of us are right, none of us are wrong. It's all about, what do we think is better? I have been in a lot of classrooms when I had to student teach, and the teacher would have the kids come in and work out a math problem or do some grammar problem. I used to have them do journals. Okay, cool. That's great. It is a great warm up, but I think we can do better. By doing better, I'm talking about practicing some social emotional first thing in the morning, part of the morning routine. And when I'm not in the classroom yet, I have almost been teaching remotely for 1 year. I've been teaching remotely for 1 year, and okay, I'm not even gonna talk about it because I am so over it. But when I get back into the classroom, I want to have the students do something more meaningful for their morning work. I began to think, why are we so fast? Or why do we put academics like first thing in the morning? We don't even know if the kids are good. Like, we don't know how the kids are feeling when they come into the classroom. We need to set the tone in our classroom and create a high vibe classroom. We need to create a classroom that is comfortable for students to come into. They know it's a safe place. And in my opinion, if the kids come in and they had a bad morning and we just bombard them with freaking morning work, that's math problems or journal prompts, I think we're missing a point. And I think we can actually do better for the kids. When the kids come back from distance learning, my kids could potentially be out of the classroom for over a year. I wouldn't be surprised. I'm in California, Los Angeles County to be exact. I wouldn't be surprised if we don't go back to school until August 2021. So that means our kids would be out of the classroom for over a year. Now we have to think about their social emotional well-being. Like, we need to think about, how are these kids going to adjust to being in the classroom? We know they have been at home. We know that not every child has the best home environment. So we need to create that in the classroom. And actually, we need to start incorporating, in my opinion, some self-development practices into the classroom. And they are so simple to do. I mean, if you think back and you hear teachers say, you know, like, teaching's so different now because X, Y, and Z, and the kids are this way that now, and this and this. Okay, great. Sure. Yes, it has changed in 20 years, but did you really expect it to stay the same? No. Things progress and things change, and we have to adapt. So, you know, are kids learning a lot of self-healing, self-help strategies at home? Not all of them. And since not all of them are, I believe it's our responsibility to step in and teach these kids how to heal themselves and heal, you know, their minds. And if they're feeling upset, we need to teach them how to help them feel better. It's our jobs as teachers. And I'm hoping coming back from out of COVID, I hope going back into the classroom, we have a better vision of what's really important. And in my opinion, teaching to a test is not important. I have no problem teaching or testing students and testing kids. There's no problem with that. But if we take every ounce of our school day just to like cram academics down these kids' throats when they need more social like love, they need more tools in their toolbox to self-regulate, I think we can do better. And also, if you think back, like if students don't feel good, if they don't feel whole, if there's something wrong and they don't know how to self-regulate, are they gonna perform well on a state test or any test? No. I think we need to rethink our focus in the classroom. So I'm just encouraging, like, I think we need to look at education through a completely different lens right now and probably progressing forward. So now let's talk about what I think we should do. And I created a TPT product to go along with this, and I'm really proud of this. And I can't wait to do this in the classroom. There's just like a hope in me that hopefully we can go back in spring after 1 year of being remote. Like, I'm just really hoping we can, because I really want to meet my kids. I've not met them. So I'm just keeping this hope, and I'm kind of like, you know, prepping more towards in-person learning right now. I think we should teach kids the power of gratitude. I think we should focus with gratitude. I think we should come into the classroom every morning and we should think about things that we're grateful for and why. Because science has proven, and I have science to back up my claim, science has shown that gratitude improves our health. I can't think of something better to teach the kids. I think teaching kids life skills that they can actually like take and use throughout their entire life, I can do better. So I created this gratitude pack. It's gonna be linked down below in my TPT store, but I do wanna show it to you guys. I literally created it in one night. I was just so inspired and feeling so good because gratitude has changed my life. And if you're interested in learning more about my backstory with gratitude and why I'm just so passionate about gratitude, I encourage you to listen to my podcast. It's going to be linked down below. It's at High Vibe Teaching. I mentioned it earlier, but I talk about how gratitude changed my life and how I am taking steps every single morning to practice gratitude. Like literally what I'm teaching, what I made here in my resource is what I do every morning. And studies have shown, science has shown that gratitude alone and feeling gratitude improves your life by mood, by mindset, and actually changes chemicals in your body that is beneficial to you. Every morning I practice gratitude and I'm like, I want to do that in the classroom. I want the kids to walk in and I want them to come inside to the classroom and I want it to be really a relaxed environment and I want them to sit at their desks and I want them to think about things that they are grateful for and I want them to write it down and I want them to really think of how this thing adds to your life or adds to their lives. So I created a journal. This is a morning journal and it's actually like a whole pack that I created. It's a whole pack of things of gratitude, and in this pack this is what it looks like. So what you do is you print out this page as many weeks as there are in a month. It's typically 4. So it says August gratitude, and the directions say, before you begin your day, list 3 things you are grateful for and explain why. Now, I see a lot that people just like write down things that they're grateful for, but we can take it a step deeper and we need to feel the gratitude in ourselves. Like that's with the science, it's science-based with this. So you need to explain why you're grateful for this thing and remember to feel the gratitude. Reread your list and say thank you to each thing that adds to your life. And then I provided a little sentence stem. So the students are gonna walk in, they're gonna put their date next to the Monday, and they're gonna list out 3 things that they're grateful for and why for Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. And they're gonna continue this for the whole month. I also have a different layout if you didn't like the flower version. So this is like I think this is really cute and pretty, but I'm sure I try to cater to my audience. So here's this one too. I think it's so cute. Like, I love the border around it. It looks like a journal because I love bullet journaling as well. So that was kind of my inspiration. And same thing here. You just print out the pages as many times as there are weeks in the year or in the month. So this is part of the students' morning routine. And it's supposed to be like a quiet time where they sit down and they just think. Now I'm going to talk about the science behind gratitude. In my podcast, I'm going to talk about it more, like I said. So how I'm going to teach this when I go back into the classroom, because I'm definitely doing this, what I'm going to do is, before the kids even start this morning routine, one of the first things we're going to do in the first couple weeks of school is we're going to do a lesson. Now this is I can tie a standard up to this, which is beautiful. So I created this page and it says the benefits of practicing gratitude, and it is 3 paragraphs, and in these 3 paragraphs it actually explains the science of gratitude and what it means and how it helps. The standard tied to this, which is it's gonna be all in the pack, but the standard tied to this is I can pull details from this passage to support the main idea. And I provide the circle map in the product as well. So the students are gonna this should be done whole group. Like, this is a beginning of the year kind of thing. It should be done whole group. And what I do is I number the paragraphs and we read through the text to find anything in relation to the main idea, which is the benefits of practicing gratitude. And here's an example that I made. And we read through the text and we number our paragraphs. And the important thing, in my opinion, when doing something like this is I always tell my students that they need to refer back to their paragraph number, because that's how we're gonna answer the race question down below. We read through the text, we do this, and down below there's gonna be a race question that the students answer. How does practicing gratitude daily change our lives? Now, I only have one of these, but I'm telling you right now, I'm probably gonna add a lot more articles or passages to this pack. So the pack's on for sale right now. So if you bought it now at the lower price with just this one, every time I update it, it's a free update for you. And I'm going to be adding more. Like, I have to. I just thought about this last night. I'm like, there's so much more we can do. Like, I don't think the kids are really gonna grasp the art of gratitude in just one passage. So I do want to add more, but this is a really good place to start. Main idea, pulling details, and then on the bottom, it's a really good idea for you guys, us as the class, the kids, to practice race down here. And they turn this in for a grade. Like, we're practicing race, we're finding details in the text, we're using our circle map to find the answers. We can teach kids like self-development and helpful things to help them long-term in life. And like, we can make it educational based. Like, this is exactly it. I love this. I love this. Then you get the journal articles or the journals. Now, I wanted to take it a step farther and I wanted to create an art project to go with this. So at the end of every single month, they are going to get a themed coloring sheet, and they're all written here. It says for February. So this is the example for February. It says, look back and reread your gratitude journal for the month of February. So they'll take this out because they're gonna keep this with them all month. And at the end of the month, they're gonna pull it out and they're gonna reread their gratitude journal for the month. Like, they're gonna revisit it. They're gonna choose 9 things that they were grateful for. They're gonna pull an example from their journal and write each thing they're grateful for in each heart, in the 9 hearts. I have an extra one up here, but I'm gonna take this away. I have to update this a little bit. But this will be gone when you purchase it. So there's 9 hearts, and in each heart they're going to write something that they're grateful for that they wrote in their journal, and they're going to explain why. Explaining why links the feeling with the action, and that's what we want to achieve with gratitude. We need to link the feeling with the action. And again, science-based, I'll talk about it. After they're done with this, they are going to, at the end of each month, they're going to be given, I'll show you February's just to show you. They're going to be given a page, and this is a book. And here, they're gonna glue all of their hearts down here. They colored it, they cut it out, and they glued it onto here, onto their book page. And down here, they're going to answer this prompt. And down here it says learning from challenge. List a challenging situation you may be in. Describe a good thing you are learning from this challenge. Remember to say thank you. So they're thinking about a challenge that they're in, and they're going to be explaining how they're grateful for that challenge. Our lives will improve so much if we find gratitude in everything, according to science. What I'm gonna do, or what I will do, is I'm gonna hand this out for an art project at the end of the month, and then I'm going to collect it. There's a spot for their name, and I'm gonna put it in their cume. At the end of the school year, I'm gonna make them a book. So they're gonna have a little gratitude book to take with them as their end of the year gift. Because gift of gratitude. We practice gratitude every day of the year. Let's look at all the things we were grateful for. So here's the gratitude book. It says so many things to be thankful for by the student name. And at the end of the year, it says, reflect on your year. What great moments did you experience? What challenging moments did you experience? How did you overcome the challenging moments? Write about your year, how your year was overall. The good, the bad, the ugly, the great. So they're gonna write in here a reflection of their year. And then this is when their book starts. So this is for August. They have pencils to color in and glue. They'll have their challenge down here of something they overcame and how they're grateful for the challenge. Because if we look at life through that way, if we look at life as with, wow, this was a really hard time in my life, but I'm so grateful it happened because of this, it made me stronger, it made me more appreciative, X, Y, and Z, we can literally take gratitude with everything we experience. And that's what will transform our lives. So here's with August, September, our sunflowers, October, our pumpkins, November, our leaves, December is snowflakes, January is stars, hearts for February, 4-leaf clovers for March. This is one of my favorite ones. April are rainbows, May are popsicles, bitten, June are watermelons, and not a lot of people are in school in July, so I just did stars as well. Now this is the book, and at the end of the year, put this together for them as they're gonna get all their pages, and I'm gonna bullet or 3-hole punch them, and they're gonna tie little string on them to make a book. And this is their end of the year gift. And again, I think I'm gonna update this a little bit more. You know, this is new, so I like to do it and then I like to add to it. So be sure if you're watching this in the future to look at the description. I will tell you what I added. Same with my product on TPT. Please look at the description and all like the details of the product, because I'm more than likely gonna add to this. I think it's also a good idea to add the information with the book as well. I think I would do that because the goal is I want the students to remember doing this in class and taking it with them for the rest of their lives. Now let's talk about the science behind this gratitude super quickly, because this is important. And again, I'm gonna talk about this way more in my podcast. So basically there is a chemical in our bodies and it's called IgA. And IgA is a chemical and it actually helps us fight off diseases and viruses naturally. It's naturally in our bodies. So this scientist, his name is Dr. Joe Dispenza. He's amazing in I love learning from him. He's one of my favorites. He's a quantum physicist, I believe. And he did a study, and in the study, they polled 120 participants and measured their IgA and their stress levels before this experiment. Then they told the participants to practice gratitude 3 times a day for 3 days. And practicing gratitude just means writing it down or thinking in your head, writing it down and feeling it in your body. And after the 3 days were over, the team remeasured the 120 participants' IgA level. And they found that their IgA, the natural immune defense against viruses and disease, grew by 50% in just 3 days of practicing gratitude 3 times a day. It amplified by 50%. That is freaking amazing. And there was no drugs that they had to take. The only drug was gratitude. So I think it's just amazing. Like, this stuff is amazing to me, and this is how we're gonna live longer, better lives. So yeah, that's what this talks about. It's a science-based article, so you can actually use this for an ELA grade and a science grade, but I'm gonna add more, I think. Like, I just love this. And again, as time goes on, of course, I'm gonna grow more and more into the pack. So thank you guys so much for watching this video. This is one of my like favorite products I've ever made because I feel like it's gonna transform students' lives. And you guys, like teachers or parents or whoever's watching this, you can practice gratitude as well. I encourage you to check out my freebie down below. It's a downloadable, it's a gratitude page. And I encourage you to download this or to print this page out and write every single day on this gratitude page. It's gonna be linked down below. It's completely free. I hope you guys utilize it. I have just been in love with showing gratitude in my life, and it has transformed my life. Again, listen to my podcast if you're interested, okay? I'm gonna talk more about this topic. If you like this topic, if you like the science of more like feel good, do good for your body kind of topics, my podcast is down below. Thank you guys so much for watching. I did not think it was gonna be this long, but I'm grateful for you. I'll catch you guys in my next video.